So, today the scaffolding's arrived, so I'll just pan up so you can see it. Goes right up to the chimney. It's about 5-6 o'clock in the evening now. So what I'm going to do for tonight is put some trial bits down. So I'll talk. So we're going to put some full length Flue liner down, about 14 metres in total, I think. So this is just an off-cut that I bought as well separately. I put a nose cone on it. It's got a lead weight on the bottom. I've already had the rope down just with the weight on. What I'm going to do now is just try pulling this down. Because at the end of the day, if it gets stuck, this little length, it means the big length's going to get stuck. And if I've got to bash the wall up from the inside, and I knacker this in the process, I'd rather just knacker this little bit than knackering the full length. So my theory is pull this down and see how it goes. To put it on, I've put the nose cone on, loads of gaffer tape, nice big thick bit of rope and some big knots in it. So like I said, I've already been on the roof. There's 4 flues, all 4 of them were blocked up, which is quite worrying because there was a gas fire in one of the roofs. So it's been blocked up, there's been a gas fire, the fumes have been going nowhere. Luckily we've never used the gas fire, but that might be what happened to the previous owner. So anyway, I've opened up the 2 flues that I want. As it turns out, most of it's pretty corroded and stuff, and I'll get some footage up there tomorrow probably when it's a bit lighter. Most of it's pretty corroded, so it's all going to need repointing, tidying up, probably a day or so's work just doing that. But my mission initially is to get the 2 Flue liners down. It's Tuesday today, I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I want to get the Flue liner down as my main priority. Everything else I'll get done after that's gravy, so just see how it goes. So I'm going to go up on the roof and feed this down.
Everything else is gravy. Do you want to explain that in the outtakes? Well, explain what you mean by everything's gravy. Like, people won't know what you're on about.
So anybody who doesn't know what everything's gravy mean, and referring back to the main video, is I would suggest you watch The Umbrella Academy, and that'll explain it. Season 2.
Well, what it is gravy is just extra on your Sunday lunch. You don't have your Sunday lunch for the gravy, it's just extra. It's additional. So that's what it is.
Alicia, what I'm going to do, Alicia,
hang on.
I'm going to come in the house, I'm going to feed the lead weight down, I'm going to come in, so I'll need you to do some stuff on the, I'll talk to you on the radio about what I want you to do, yeah?
No way did that come straight down.
It was that easy to come down, the camera's missed it, so I'm quietly confident that one's not going to be a nightmare. What I'll do is now, I'll repeat what I've just done in the front room, and we can film it. We're having some... Right, so we're now in the front room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up on the roof. We've got our radios working, hopefully. There was a battery problem, but hopefully that's resolved. So I'm going to go up on the roof and drop the Flue liner down. What I'll do is Alicia will talk you through, but I'll drop down the lead weight. You'll see the rope come, and then I'll slowly lower it down.
Okay, so they're putting the lead weight down the chimney, and then the Flue liner afterwards. Have you dropped the weight down?
Can you not see it yet, like?
No, it hasn't come down.
Come back down where then?
Goodness me. Okay, so there's issues. The weight came down fine the first time, and now it's not coming down. Oh wait! Oh wait, it's arrived! It's arrived! The weight has arrived.
Slowly pull it.
Okay, the rope's tight now. Do you want me to like pull a bit harder?
Yeah, you can now. It should just come down now.
Oh, I think the blue line is coming. Okay, stop. Spoke too soon. Okay. Right, okay, it's not moving anymore.
Give it a good pull and see if it comes on that.
Goodness me. Now, I'm giving that all my weight and it's not... Oh wait, come on. What's me? Right, I don't know whether you can see but there's a subfall. Where's my radio? Okay, it's come down a bit, but now I think it's a bit stuck.
Okay, don't do that, I'll come down.
What's that one?
I think it's just that.
So basically I wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, that's it there. Flue liner, 6-inch stainless steel liner, 14 metres of it. I'm just going to unwrap it. What I'm going to do is straighten it out in the garden. And then look at getting it pulled down the chimney. So I've got the flue liner sort of roughly laying out. Got the arrows pointing up over, so the smoke goes up over, and you can also tell by the creases inside. So you want it so any condensation that falls is just going to run down. So sort of you need the creases the right way around, if that makes sense. But the arrow's the direction of the smoke. I've checked on the manufacturer's website as well, so it's definitely right. So I've got it fairly mapped out. I ordered 14 metres. I've pasted out there, there's at least 14, there could be 15, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a nose cone on there with my rope on. I'll then go up onto the roof, put the rope down first. I'll feed it down from above and Alicia will pull it down inside. We'll see how we get on. It's not very heavy at all, it's dead light, it's just more awkward, bulky. Right, back out here, just going to do the final preparation. So that's the nose cone, it's a couple of quid, it's got tape on because of my practice run I did yesterday. So that goes over the end of there. I've then got about 16 or 17 metres of rope on it, which is too much. At the very end, got something to pull it down, so that's just a lead block I use for scuba diving, but anything, it's a 1 kilo block, so it's not very heavy, but anything that sort of weight. So it's slightly misshapen this. Just the very end there, must just be how it's being packed or whatever. It's quite sharp this as well, so before I go up to pull it down, I'm going to put some gloves on. I don't know how well the camera can see, but in there is some slight folds, and you can see the folds coming over this way, so if any moisture was to form inside the flue, it will just run down, whereas if you had it the other way around, it wouldn't run down, you get problems with rust and stuff. We also put some arrows on it, which is around there, and the arrows are the direction of the smoke. So what I'm doing is, a nose cone over it, loads of tape on.
Okay, so Dave's going up the scaffolding. He's got the rope which is connected to the nose pipe of the Flue, and I'm going to guide it up. Yes, Dave, no problem.
Don't force it though.
Okay.
Right, start pulling now.
So stronger. Down, I can feel it. Everyone can see I'm keeping the tension there.
Stop, you've knocked a lot of bricks out.
How would I knock a load of bricks out?
Diving it, do what I said, just gently pull it down.
Right there. She's gently pulling it because I'm not strong enough. You're doing what? Okay, I'm pulling. It's kind of a little bit stuck. Just said pull it gently. That doesn't sound good. ball. Right, come on in, honey. Come in.
Flue liner down. There's well, you can see yourself, probably a metre there, maybe a couple of metres on the top. So I think I ordered 14 metres, probably needed 12 in the end, maybe even a little bit less, but I'd rather have too much than not enough after all that chew. So the next one is, I think what we'll do is now, is have a cup of tea and then get the front room one done, and then that's both the liners down, because I think the front one will be more awkward than this one was. It was more awkward yesterday, so with the test peak. So we'll get that done after we've had a cuppa and a rest and what have you. And then probably after that, maybe look at starting pointing the chimney and stuff like that up while I've still got all the stuff up there.
Okay, so we're in the front room and we've got the flue liner on the roof and Dave's going to pull it down in a minute. I'm going to go and get my dusk mask because last time it was all soot.
So the flue line is getting stuck. It's somewhere around here, I think. So what I'm going to do is a bit of investigation work, but I'm just going to try and get Alicia to pull it from downstairs to see if I can sort of hear where it is. Yeah. Well, it's definitely there somewhere. So, the flue liner's in. This is the bedroom above the front room. You can see I've had to knock some bricks out there. I knocked that lower down one out, but really I don't think I needed to take that one out. But it sort of comes down, so it's coming down, going across at an angle, and then going down, and then it goes across again in the front room and down. So I've had to do that in the bedroom. I'll take you up to the attic and show you what I've had to do up there. And this is in the loft, so you'll see there I've had to pull that out because again it's coming, obviously you've got the 3 or 4 metres outside, it's coming straight down, and then there's a sharp bend here, another sharp bend here, another sharp bend in the bedroom, and then again in the front room, so it's an absolute nightmare. So in the end I probably could have got away with not taking the bricks out in the bedroom below, in hindsight, just taking these out, because these did literally just come off, literally, you know what I mean, they're only lime mortar mix, so these come off no problem. So in hindsight I could have probably just opened this, and what I was having to do was I was pulling it, and as I was pulling it, I was pushing it, and then Alicia's was in the lounge and she's obviously pulling it as well, and eventually we got it through. I mean, there's no damage to the line or anything like that, a few little sort of cosmetic little bumps, but considering how much of a struggle to get it in, it just shows you it probably does pay to get a good quality liner, and that's the higher grade stainless steel one. It was a more expensive liner, but I'm glad we got that, because it's, you know, you can see it's good quality and hopefully it's going to last. It just shows you how rubbish this chimney is as well. Like, you know, really, I mean, you couldn't have really utilised this existing chimney. You'd have risked fumes coming into the room and all sorts. So what I'll do is, I'll take you up on the roof now, and I'll show you what I've done on the roof. I'm probably now gonna leave this alone, get get pointing, so I've got to point up the roof. I'll do everything, I think, as much as I can for now outside this afternoon while it's dry, and then see where we're at tomorrow basically. But I'm pleased with that. Like the dining room one must have literally took half an hour, this one 3 or 4 hours, and there's all these bricks had to come out as well, so it just shows you how sort of easy one can be and extreme another can be. I might have mentioned earlier on in the video, I can't remember, but this is a 6-inch liner. With the fires we were putting in, and because we're in a smokeless zone, so both the fires are DEFRA registered, or DEFRA exempt, or whatever you call it, so basically they can be used in a smokeless zone. You could have got away with a 5-inch liner, and it would have been interesting just how much easier, or if a 5-inch liner would have been easier. I don't know. Obviously the bigger one's better. It's going to get rid of the fumes quicker, and you know, we've got it in the end. And I knew at the end of the day the house is sort of a building site anyway, so you know, it doesn't matter if you were doing a nicely decorated house, and you know, you didn't want to damage the rooms below. You know, it'd be proper, have a look and see sort of how many bends and dog legs and things you've got, and you know what size liner you can get away with, because it might pay to go for a smaller one in some situations, if you know, if the regs permit and everything. But like I said, in this case 6-inch is in, and like I said, in hindsight, if the bedroom below had been immaculately decorated, I think if I'd have just opened this up here by pulling it and pushing it here, would have probably been enough anyway. So pleased with that. It's my antique chair, by the way. Tell you what, just before I go downstairs, just so you can see a bit closer up. So, we're now on top of the roof. I'll pan around the chimneys. See, there's one Flue liner, and there's the other. So, what the couple of top courses of bricks were a bit loose and shite really. I wasn't happy with them. So what I've done is I've taken them off. They're just down there, and I'm going to relay them. I'll then point it all up. And then what I'll do is I'll do inside, and then I'll put the pots on in a few days, I think, once it's all had time to nicely settle. So I'll just so you can see. So all the way down there, that's a disused one, and that goes all the way down there. And then camera wise, it's quite a nice view from up here, from houses. Woodlands Road over there, and the church down there, so that's nice. So it's a couple of days later now from when we first started installing the Flue liner. See, we've now got in the position where the chimney pots are on. It's all nicely pointed in. It's about 3 inches of cement on the top of there. Let's see, there's the liners going down. The liner going down there. There's just a pigeon nearly landed on me. So quite happy with that. It's a bit of a sort of a brushed finish, as you'd say. But quite happy with that. Big improvement on what was there. So I'm going to put the bird guards on now. So I've now got the 2 bird guards on. I've got like a stainless steel band and I've also put a bit of wire around just as a secondary thing, but they're nicely solid on there, so that's fine. And what I'll do is now I'll probably just leave it up here. We've got the scaffolding for a month, so I'll come back in a couple of weeks time and just make sure everything's nice and tight before I get the scaffolding down, but seems fine. Like I say, with the extra wire I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's like a belt and braces thing. So I'm now back down off the roof, and basically the final stage inside before the actual fire installation is the closure plates. So I'm going to concentrate on that now. So there's the closure plate. I'm using an aluminium plate. That's a purpose bought one. That square hole in the middle, it's got an insert in, which I'm not sure where it is at the minute, but I will video it later. And then that's got the sort of the circular 6-inch hole in it that the flue pipe will go through. So at the minute, what I'm doing is on my workbench there, I've got these bits of angle steel, everything's stainless steel, and I'm just cutting that. I've cut that to the length of the fire opening, and I'm going to fix it up inside. Right, so I'm over here. So that's my angle iron, that's my closure plate. That's going to be fixed, 2 of them, front and back, and my plan is to push that up into the cavity and sort of sit it on it. I'm probably put a couple of put some sort of like a couple of self tappers in just to hold it in place, and then I'll sort of fire cement around it all. Sure, it'll be like that. But I'll obviously a bit further up so you can't see it. I'll get a closer video in a minute. So just so you can see, before I put it on, I've got the flue pipe coming down, so that's coming right down from the ceiling. This is the adapter that goes from the enamel pipe to the flexible pipe, so that just screwed on. To get this to the right length, I basically unpeeled it, so if you see there, it's some peelings, basically just unpeeled it, and then when I got it to where it was, I just put a cut in it with the angle grinder. And actually that's the easiest way to do it, because I think I'd have struggled to get the angle grinder up there to cut it any other way. The only other option I suppose would have been pull the exact length down when I put it down at the beginning, but you still got to cut it on the the top anyway. So and then the enamel pipe pushes over that, and then I'll hopefully stick my hand through the enamel pipe and sort of fire cement it all up. There's no need for any screws in that, because like I say, that's screwed on, so that's not going to go anywhere. I might put some fire cement in there, sort of inside, just round the lip, but I don't want to do that at the minute. I thought I'd get it all in place and then re-go around and seal everything afterwards in case I make any changes or anything. And there's plenty of movement with that as well, to get it centred up. Yeah, so, and there's a dead good draft on it. If I put a bit of paper on it, it sucks it, or a hanky. I haven't got one on me at the minute, but if you've got like a tissue and hold it there, it literally suck it up there, so it's definitely going to have a good draft. So I'm now in the front row, so you see it's a bit of a slightly different closure plate. This is the one that I got free with, I think it was free with one of the fires. To be honest, it's not the best, like, being better off buying 2 of the same as the front room one, because there's no hole in this one. So what I'll have to do is cut it to size, and then I'll cut a hole in it. I suppose the only good thing is you can sort of centre it to where you want and stuff like that, so I might just put this one so it's a bit slightly further forward than the other one. So what I'm going to do for now is to begin with, first off I'll peel this back like I did in the other room. I don't want to do it because I haven't put my gloves on, but basically there where it's coming away, I'll start peeling it. I may need a pair of pliers to get going, but I'll peel it back so that I can get it so that sort of the adapter is just coming forward of this. Screw the adapter on, and then I'll cut my closure plate, put my closure plate up, 2 bits of angle iron, front and back, and then that's it. Hopefully This one should be a little bit more straightforward because it hasn't got that arch there. So assuming I can get a fixing into this alright, might not be as bad, we'll see. See how we get on from there. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just get a quick little bit of footage of me sort of shortening the flue pipe. So from watching some videos, basically the best way I've seen, and it's worked well, is just to uncoil it like that. So washing your eyes all the time, some good solid gloves on. And I'm aiming to get it just above the lintel. I'll then slice it with the grinder and then I can screw my adapter on. And again, like I said before, when I push the enamel pipe on, that means the enamel pipe is pushing on above the register plate, which again, there shouldn't be, but if any fumes did happen to escape, it's going to go up the chimney rather than coming out into the room. Anyway, what happened in here was, I put my angle iron up using my metal plugs that I showed you on the earlier video, and to be fair, they were, oh, that's in there, they were rubbish. So I've then bought, got the screw fix, and I've got some proper like raw bolt type ones, like them ones, and they're an M6x70. You need a 12mm masonry bit to put them in. I've done the one in the dining room, and I'll show you a shot of that in a bit. But they're 100% better, so I would recommend the raw bolts. With them, I'm just putting two in, one at either side on the front row and one on either side in the back row, and going from there. So I'll get this in, and then I'll show you a bit more. So just a quick final update. For this video. I've got both the closure plates in. I'll show you them. So we've got the flue liner in, the two bird guards on, the pots on, all the chimney pointed up, and the closure plates in. That's where I'm going to finish this video, and then I'll do a separate one maybe for the hearth and a separate one for the fire, just so it's not too long-winded. So I'll give you a quick pan round. So this is the front room. I'm just holding the camera upside down. So what you've got is stainless steel angle bar, the flexible flue liner coming down, that's the screw-on adapter, 6-inch flue liner. So like I said before, the enamel pipe will push onto that, and then your flue will be down here. With this, if I can get the right angle. So with this angle iron, I've got the angle iron, that's the closure plate, and then I've put some little self tappers in. I've put 4 in the back and 4 in the front on this one. So this is the, like I say, this is the front room one. Just get a bit further angle. Sorry about the video, but I'm holding it upside down. So that's it from a distance. That's the lintel layer. And so we've got the lintel, the closure plate. That's it back at sort of normal angle, so that's what you were looking at. So this is the front room. I'll quickly show you the back room. So again, what I ended up doing, I wasn't happy how secure the angle iron was. So I wasn't overly happy with how secure this angle iron was. So 2 seconds, I'm going to torch. So this is the angle iron. With the closure plate, the adapter plate coming down. So that's that. Pleased with that. with the radios, unfortunately.
Give him a like, listen to what it does.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's working the bloody drain now.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. It's getting interference, isn't it?
He needs a rest. Oh man! As if I didn't have the glory of getting the flue liners down. Oh, I missed out.
So, I mean, what happens is if you have a work colleague who's maybe not 100%, you'll struggle with this type of job.
What on earth do you mean you're not 100%?
But,
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm not 100% now.
100%? What, like disabled?
No, it's just not 100% work ethic.
Right, when
You might look pretty, but you can't
everyone
work.
on the camera could have seen how hard I was pulling that.
You're giving Honey an asthma.
Honey's having an asthma.
Right, anyway, top bottom of it is, I've got that length down from top to bottom. We've really just ride that down as well. There's no damage on the liner. I'm fairly confident they're going to come, might be famous last words like, but I'm fairly confident it's going to go in alright. So tomorrow will be the big pull-in. It's too late to do out now and we don't want to rush it, so hopefully get them down tomorrow. I'll probably do the back room one first because I think that'll be the easier one. But like I said, because this has gone down, I think it will, but we'll see.
You were thinking it was going to be like a major issue for it to get down.
That's a metre length, we've got 14 metres.
Yeah, but if that goes down, you're not getting it up.
You would think if that's gone down, it would have come down.
Are we getting a takeaway at night?
Well, we can, but I've got my saxophone that's at 8 o'clock, so it'll have to be
spoil everything.
before or after that.
Well, that's it.
If you order it now, it'll be ready for 7, won't it? Be able to wait it before 8. And this is the extent of Alicia's help today.
I'm sitting here on standby because Dave keeps asking me for things all the time.
She's got a cup of tea down there.
No, that is your cup of tea.
Drinking a cup of tea.
Everyone knows I don't use these cups. Everyone knows I use the pastel round cups.
So, honey,
this is your cup of tea.
Alicia's drinking tea.
I will be drinking
I'm
tea.
flogging on.
I've made that tea for you after I've made you some dinner, after I've cleaned out your cement bucket, after I've gone and got you all these things.